Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sport Show right here on Smash FM here on a Friday. Because let's head up to our friends up in Sydney in particular and speak with the recent champions of the Division 3 Women's Premiership, of course, which they won a couple, actually almost a month ago now. Of course, that's the Wollondilly Knights Footy Club, and of course, we've got a couple of very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks all you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
No worries. Well, I'll get each of you to introduce yourselves, and for the players in particular, what position did you play on grand final day?
Sure. Eliza, you want to start?
Sure. I'm Eliza. I play midfield. So that's where I am.
And she's the captain.
And captain.
Em?
Yep. Emily, I'm also in the midfield with Eliza.
And Emily's our vice captain. Iris?
I'm Iris and I play wing and forward.
Will do. Court?
Hi, I'm Courtney and I play forward.
And I'm Melinda and I usually play backs, but I did a bit of stint in the forwards during the grand finals. So wherever I'm needed. And I'm the president of the club as well. And hand over to Coach
I'm
Chris.
Chris and I played a part as coach.
So tell us a bit about the season minus the grand final, and then obviously we'll talk about the grand final in a moment.
Yeah, it was a great season. We focused on team involvement, involving everybody in the team. You'll find with some clubs that they have a few star people that try and link up plays from back to forwards and so forth. Where this year the aim was to make sure everybody play their part on the field. It's not just what you do with the ball; it's what you do before and after you have the ball. And getting that buy-in from every individual player, knowing that they are valued no matter what they're doing on the field, they contribute no matter what. The girls all bought in, put the hard work in, and they got the result at the end of the season.
Was there any defining moment of the season? Was there a particular game throughout the year that you felt, okay, we got something special with this team that you could go all the way?
I actually called it before the beginning of the season actually started. We started a little bit of pre-season in November. And then when we started full pre-season in February, I told the girls if they got what it takes and put the effort in, they'll get a flag this season. And they believed me because I believed in them, and they did it, which was good. But in regards to a game during the season, I probably think the games we didn't win is what did it for the ladies. You learn a lot more from a loss. We can do, or we choose to learn a lot more from a loss than a win. And I think that's what bolstered their stubbornness and eagerness to lock the game out in the grand final.
I agree. I think all our losses were the most important things, and we only lost by a handful of points during all of the games. So we went into the finals against the teams we had not previously beaten with the headset that we just needed to push a little bit harder than we did the last time we versed them. But yeah, I completely agree with Chris in that aspect.
I think we're fortunate enough as well to have one game filmed. It was against Hawkesbury Jets, and it was a special round for them. It was they're sort of back to their roots game, and all their games are filmed that day. But watching it back as well, even though we did win that game, you could see how when things worked well, how people connected. I think we learn a lot from watching that game back because we don't have our games filmed usually. So I think that was helpful throughout the season as well to learn from.
I think you played Parramatta in the grand final. Am I correct? Yep.
That's correct.
How did you fare against them throughout the season in the lead up to the grand final?
When we first faced them at the beginning of the third of the season, they beat us by a handful of points, not much. I can't remember the difference, but it wasn't much. And that was due to not jumping out of the gate straight away, maybe being a little bit overwhelmed by knowing we're coming up against a team that was undefeated and doing really well. And I think it was more of the mental game why we didn't compete as well as we should have. So as I said, we learned from those. And then when we faced them in one of the finals leading up to the grand final, it was an arm wrestle, but we stuck to our guns. Everybody pulled their weight, and we held them out. I think we beat them by probably the same sort of scoreline that they beat us by. So it was a great way to bounce back from the lesson we learnt when we previously played them. We should have played them twice. Oh no, we did play them twice due to weather, I think. But yeah.
Was there any moment in the grand final that you felt comfortable enough to enjoy the moment? And then when the final siren sounded, where was the ball at the time? And was it a relief or a celebration? Sorry, I just combined 3 questions into one.
I think Tyler can answer this because I was standing next to her when the siren went off.
Yes, there was definitely no time to enjoy the win because it was so tight and we were just holding them out for that fourth quarter. So we definitely were digging deep to stop them from scoring. And I think I took a mark, a bit of a high tackle in that last moment. And I remember just thinking, like, just get it back up. And then the siren went and I looked at Min and said, did we do it? Like, is this it? So it was a pretty cool moment just it all sunk in at that point there.
Has the Premiership sunk in since the grand final a couple weeks ago or months ago? Or sorry, 1 month ago now?
Not really, I don't think. I think when we have our presentation, I think it'll sink in a bit more. Yeah, it's happened. We sort of jammed everything into one day and then footy sort of finished for the moment. So I think when we all get back together again in a lucid mindset, I think it'll sink in a lot more.
Yeah, we have our presentation coming up next weekend and we don't have our flag yet. So we're hoping to do something special when the flag arrives. And do something special for the team and the club being the first women's team to get a premiership for them.
Who got to hold the cup first? As silly as that question sounds.
I got to hold it only because I'm president and got to present the cup. The commentator on the day said, "Oh, we've got an unusual situation. We have a playing president." So I was, instead of being in my formal polo and pants, was in my playing kit still. And alongside Chris, got to present the cup, obviously, to him and to Eliza. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask all 3 this question because then obviously the 3 got pretty much the first dibs on it before the team had a chance. How good was it to hold the cup first before the team swanned on to all 3 of you? And then the second part of that question I'm going to ask is, we worried they were going to drop the cup or get crushed by your teammates on the dais?
Well, I think Emily's got a funny story about the cup because we did have it in the crowd. We did get crowded at the end of the photo because you're rushed in and out for other games to be played. So we had the photo, then we all grouped together, and then what happened, Tyler?
Well, Min has a thing of injuring me. I don't know what it is, but even at our Phelan AFL Awards night, she dropped me as she tried to celebrate in that instance. And then in the grand final, we sing our team song, the cup's in the middle. So we all run in to pick up the cup. And then Min decides to just pick me up like this. And as she starts shaking me, the cup just starts bouncing and then just goes bang on my head and then just blood just pouring.
Oh,
which was awesome. It just made it look like a good battle scar and everyone was laughing. So it was cool.
I just couldn't wait to get it to the girls because they earned it. They worked hard for it. And I just couldn't wait to see them all get their chance to have a hold of it because that's winning a premiership, even being in a grand final, doesn't come along all the time. They're quite special, and I guess until you see them go by, you don't realise in the moment. So yeah, it's good. I just want them to get out there and get the cup in their hands because they worked for it.
Yeah, I agree. Being the first to hold the cup doesn't mean anything. It was as soon as it got passed around and we all sung our song around it like it was some magical, I don't even know, item. It's pretty amazing. And then we took it straight into the sheds and made sure every single one of us took a good gulp of whatever was in the cup. Everyone shared the drink. It was awesome. It's a group effort and everyone was so deserving of it.
How much love did the cup get? And did any get a chance to kiss it or drink out of it?
Well, Iris hosted the afters, so maybe she would like to talk about the adventures of the cup on that night.
Go, Iris.
Well, on that night, we were very protective of the cup. We didn't want it to have any injuries. So every time it was handed around, everyone was making sure that it was secure. No one was dropping it because that was very important.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I think everybody drunk out of the cup
Yeah.
a few times.
I think you got more action than anyone.
In a short period of time, yes.
Yeah. You can see all you wearing your medals around your necks. I'm going to ask Oi this question, except for Eliza, because I can see she's got a second medal around her neck, which it'll be a separate question for her. But for the rest of you, how long did Oi wear your medals around your necks for, and did you sleep with it? And then the second part is, did you bite on your medal, and if so, was pure gold on the day? Which I'll get Oi to answer, except for Eliza.
I don't think I bid on it, but I certainly got a lot of wear that night, yes. And then I've run into other members of the team at the pub a week later, and they've still had it on their shirts. So it's definitely getting a lot of wear across the team that I've seen. Courtney, how did you go wearing your medal?
Yeah, I kept it on all night, and I did take it off to go to bed, but it stayed close by, and I just bit mine then, and it is actually gold. So I'm super happy about that.
I wore mine all night, didn't sleep with it, but then I hung it up next to the bed and just woke up and then was looking at it going, just so proud of the girls and the team and what we accomplished. And it's absolutely pure gold, 100%.
I think I had to take mine off just to make sure it didn't have any vomit on it. So
Yeah, I pretty much wore mine all night. Even when we had our silly Sunday afterwards, I put my costume on, put the medal back on, and then I didn't wear it to bed, but I did put it on my bedside table, so it was close to me. And then from then, it's just been hanging up in the lounge room, just off a little hook.
Eliza, now you've got two around your necks, which I'll get you to show both of them for us. There they are.
Wait.
So I'm going to ask you this question. It's a two-part question. It's just different to the others, which I've just asked. The first part is, did it get annoying that you had two medals clinging, which I heard the clinging before? And then the second part is, what does that mean to you?
Well, clinging, no, it's like magic to my ears. I could listen to it all day. It means everything. I don't take it as my medal because without the entire team, it wouldn't be around my neck. So just because I've got two doesn't mean everyone else doesn't have two. Also, I just wanted to bring up my beautiful ball, which I take a lot more pride in than my medal, which is the game ball. And the whole team has signed it with their number and name. So it's just all of it. It's just a big representation of our entire team and everyone. Yeah, just all it means is a team effort. That's all I want to say, pretty much, just the importance of everyone.
But I need to ask Oi this question, and I think more specifically to you, Min, as well, being the president as well of the club. What does that premiership not just mean to the club, but the town, especially bringing it back to Hanningford Oval?
Yeah, well, I can't wait to bring the flag back there and hang it up. Our men have had success in the past, so this is just adding to their success. And being a small club with just the one men's and one women's team against, massive clubs across the competition, it just goes to show that, you can go to your local club and achieve a premiership. How was the reception back at Wilton? So we were fortunate enough to have nearly the whole men's team there, as well as our, past coaches, volunteers, all our people who have helped us throughout the year as, water runners, trainers at the actual game. So most of them were there to celebrate with us at the time. The team song wasn't just sung by the team, it was sung by, most of the people at the club. Life members were there as well, standing by. So we haven't, celebrated back at the clubhouse yet. I think that's what we'll do when we get the flag. But we have presentation, as I said, next week, and that'll be another opportunity to celebrate, as a whole community.
Talk a bit about where did the love of football start for all of you? and what does it mean to play for Wollondilly Knights?
I started was it 2009, and it was just something to do because my dad and my brother did it, and then sort of evolved from that. Got involved in the committee, was a president for a few years. The club grew, got a ladies team off the ground, and then the purpose of the ladies team was because my daughter was playing Auskick, so I thought, well, it'd be good for her to have a pathway to go into a ladies team. But the little turd didn't give up her dancing, and so she missed out on a medal. She's the same age as Eliza. Actually started Auskick at the same time, I'm pretty sure. So she could have been there, but she's off dancing around the country, so she's probably got plenty of medals. So yeah, but yeah, I think it's a sport that anybody can be involved in. Skill level or age, there's a position on the field for you. So yeah, I enjoy the sport, and I enjoy what it does for other people. I enjoy sharing it with other people as well. So it's good.
Yeah, I'll go next as probably the next in line of age. I started the year before COVID, which probably was a weird start. I hadn't played AFL before. I, unlike Chris's daughter, had a dance background, but played, a bit of basketball and things like that. My son started playing AFL, and the president of the junior club came over to me one day. She said, "Oh, we've got a women's team. Would you be interested?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah." I think my husband thought I was bluffing until I went out and bought some footy boots and, showed up to training the next day. Since then, I've only missed 3 games that whole time. So I've hit 100 games in that short period of time. Probably missed only a couple of weeks of training along there as well. So yeah, I'm one of those people, once you commit to something, you're all in or nothing. So love it, and try and convince everyone to play as well. Trying to convince everyone, like Chris said, regardless of your age, what you do, what your background is. We've got a spot for you, and our club's, inclusive of everyone as well.
So I love sport, played a lot of sport growing up, but never played AFL. My dad played AFL, and I got to watch him when I was younger, but there was never really an opportunity for a girls' team. You had to play with the boys, and I just wasn't confident as a young person to play alongside the boys. And so, played basketball and other sports, and it wasn't until a couple of years ago that I met Min, and she invited me to come along, and haven't looked back since. Even though I've played basketball and played lots of other sports, it's so easy just to jump in and try something new, new skills, new fitness level. But I guess the main thing for me is just being a part of a club that doesn't necessarily just care about the sport, they care about the person. So for me, that's really important. It's not just about footy, it's about me as a person, and feeling valued, and creating friendships, and being a part of an environment that is just about bringing joy and having fun, win or lose. So that community aspect is really important. I think, especially with Wollondilly, we have that, and small clubs have that. So I really encourage anybody that is, whether they're in our area or around, is just, put yourself out there and try and join something new, because you'll create great friendships and an opportunity to, try a new skill and expand yourself a little bit.
I'll go next. So my mum started playing in this team the year of COVID, and I was doing lots of other sports. I'd never played AFL, but my mum grew up in Melbourne, so she was a big AFL person. And so ever since I was little, I've always barracked for the same team as mum, and we've always watched the AFL. And so I was playing another sport, and I just decided I would give it a try, and mum was in the team. And so I started last year. So it's only my second year. I started last year, but it's amazing at the Knights, like how inclusive it is, and the different ages. Like there'll be people like 3 times my age in the team, which is amazing. Like we laugh about it, but it's amazing that people that age are playing. And yeah, that's just how it started for me, and I've loved it ever since.
I'll go next. Mine's very similar to Chris in the sense of, not Chris, but I grew up playing AFL since I was 6. I played Auskick. here at Bargo, and my dad has been involved with the men's team and rebuilding the men's team since like we moved here in Wollondilly, which was been around like 2009, 2010. It's just been amazing growing up. Like, it's more than just a team, like it's a family. I've grown up with I've known everyone forever, all of my dad's friends and the ladies' friends growing up with their kids and watching the team evolve. Like, I remember being like 12, watching the first ever women's team like of Wollondilly play, and it's pretty amazing knowing that time's gone so quick and how much we've been able to grow as a club. And I played juniors all the way up until I was like 15, and then there was no like under 18s, or there was no 20 team, like under 20s team, when I was making the decision between jumping to women's as a 16-year-old against all of these ladies who are, as Iris said, like 3 times our age, all different sizes and abilities, or going to a different sport. So I went to go to a training session just to try it out and got roped into registering, and I played that first year when I was 16. So it's pretty amazing, the age range. And just ever since then, this is my 3rd year of women's footy, and just the friendships we've made and the family community, it's just amazing, and I just never want to leave.
Good to hear.
Courtney's brand new. Court?
Yeah. So Eliza's family and my family merged, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago or something like that. And like Eliza explained, her father and also my other sister's partner, Sean, who's in the men's team as well, all big AFL players, obviously. And anyways, over the years, they kept saying to me, you should come down and train. You know, I've played a lot of sports in my time as well and quite fit. And so I danced around the idea for a while, and then, I think I missed a handful of games in the start of the season, but I just came down for a training session, and one thing led to the next. And 2 weeks later, I had a pair of shorts and a jersey on, and I finished the season up with the girls. So that's how it fell about for me. And I had a really good time. I came from a sport where it was very independent, so it wasn't really a team sport, and did that for sort of 15 years, and then then swap over and do a sport with community and, a beautiful bunch of women, and just a whole different, I remember the first 15 minutes of the game, the first quarter, I thought, oh God, what have you got yourself into, Courtney? Like, I was tired. There was so much running. Even though I was fit, it was a different type of fitness, but I had a really good time, a really fun time, and I enjoyed every moment of it. So I was very lucky and very, very grateful for the push. Yeah.
Who's the comedian, the best singer, the best dancer on the team?
I think a lot of the girls are real funny. They always put a laugh and a smile on our face at training. I think our Mama Jo's pretty funny.
Very witty.
Yeah. I don't know who's always singing.
Hey, Lydia's always good for a great laugh.
Lydia, yeah.
She's the team chat goes off. Yeah.
Smacking your bum behind you or doing something to get a laugh.
Yeah.
Who sings? I don't even know.
I can't really think of anyone that sings.
Nobody really sings, no.
We'll start that.
Yeah.
They're too puffed to sing at training.
We only sing the team song.
Yeah.
The first part is, what will be your advice to people that should get down and get involved in footy? And for anyone who's outside of Sydney, you have no idea where your home ground is, whereabouts is your home ground?
Well, I'll answer the second one first. So Hannaford Oval is in Wilton. So Wilton is part of the Wollondilly, that's the Shire there. And that's goes from, people will know, sort of the Campbelltown, Macarthur area that reaches from there over to Warragamba Dam and then down to the sort of Southern Highlands. So it's a big geographical region and it's a growing region. It is bit of a rugby league and previously rugby union heart ground, but we're going to try and change that. A growing community, lots of new estates popping up. So really hoping to tap into those young families and to convince them to come and try AFL if they're particularly not from AFL parents. Super affordable sport. Our registration's the cheapest of any sport going around, and that's thanks to our sponsors and a number of government grants that we've been able to get. So it's super affordable, super accessible, and really flexible for families. Most of us have kids, and then people on the screen are kids. So, working around part-time jobs, full-time jobs, and family, AFL, we can do that.
To answer the first question, I would just say do it. Like you get nervous, but when I joined, I was so nervous to start playing, but everyone was so welcoming and it was amazing. And they pat you on the back and they say, keep going, keep going. So I would just say, like, anyone who wants to get into it, just do it. Like, it's that easy.
Last part of my question I'm going to ask is a lighthearted question again. Who had the most embarrassing moments on the field this season, and what was it?
I had one that I felt embarrassed by. So, and it was a game that was video recorded.
You didn't pull that girl's hair.
Yeah, I went to tackle a girl, but she had a long ponytail. So my hand sort of grabbed her hair. Anyways, the referee kept telling me I pulled her hair, and I was really upset about it. I felt really embarrassed by it because that's not what happened, and I would never pull someone's hair to try and get the ball. But, yeah, I found that was a really embarrassing moment for me, just because of the way it looked and the way it unfolded. But, yeah, it wasn't what it was.
I'll talk about one. Like, rewatching back the game that was recorded, you don't notice what you do during the game. And what had happened is I think I'd fallen out of a tackle. Like, I was tackling someone and I'd fallen out of it, and I did like a roll, but I kind of landed on my head, and it looked like I was doing like a break dancing move. Like, I was like on my head, half on my hands. And when I watched it back, because my sister was watching the recording and she said, it looked like you were doing like a dance move or something. And I watched it back and I was like, it really did look like I was doing a dance move.
There was a beautiful dive roll in the grand final as well. So Holly did a beautiful dive roll on the cricket pitch in the middle of the field there and got straight back up and kept running.
That was brilliant.
Is it a very first game in Manly? Kizza did a scorpion at almost at full pace, and it was an awesome scorpion. I didn't think she'd walk again, but she did.
Oi, thank you so much for getting up some time to join us. Congratulations on winning the Premiership, well deserved, and can't wait to see where this team goes. There's the cup in 2026, I should say, and hopefully you can make it back to back. Hopefully when you go up the division next season in 2026.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Malaka.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks, Will. Appreciate it.
No worries. And that's the Wollondilly Division 3 Women's Champions, of course, after being Parramatta about a month ago now. Of course, you want to get down there. Of course, we'll put all the details up on how you can get involved there at the club. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 15th year celebration.